Nikki, thank you so much for doing this. I know it's Thanksgiving weekend and you have family coming in and all that good stuff, but there's been so much momentum, and this group of amazing women here have been working so hard, and I feel like the momentum is really high. And what I really want to help everybody do. Hello, Irene.
Hi.
Like all of a sudden there was your eyeball. What I would really love to tap into your expertise, because I know how good you are at this, because all of these girls want to build their business. They want to build their paycheck. They want to build a real business. And we know that in addition to prospecting and following up, which they are all being like machines at, like unbelievable, we got to get good at doing three-way calls. Yep. So I'm going to let you tell us how to do it better.
I'm going to ask you guys a couple questions before we get started tonight, because I really want you to really sink in to who we are and what we're about, because I think that's absolutely critical. So I'm going to start by actually asking you all just to take one deep breath, just to really land yourself here, be present with Martha Stewart and the apron. And the dog. Okay. So I think it's really important that we all come together. But I'm just going to ask you a question. And what I want you to do is just throw out whatever comes to mind. And so you might be ready to unmute yourself, because I'd like to hear one or two words from all of you, maybe a sentence at most. So like really short. What is it that we do? What do we do? As Juice Plus reps, what do we do?
Inspire healthy living.
Inspire healthy living. What else?
We are health agents.
Health agents. What else?
Resources.
Well, we offer resources to people. What else?
Bring knowledge.
Bring knowledge.
Provide community.
Provide community. Inspiration. Opportunity. Okay, I'm going to stop you guys there. Do you think it's fascinating that when I ask that question, not one person ever, and I've done this to 150 people, not one person ever says, we sell Juice Plus. Right. Bottom line, that is what we do, guys. I hate to tell you, but in fact, it is what we do. But the fact is, we come with such different energy with who we are and what we're about. I want you to have that like in the vault, like in your head. Before you talk to anybody, I want you to be thinking about what is it that we do. We inspire, we're resources, we teach, we're educators, we empower, all of those things that you women, trying to get away from saying you guys, my daughter's been here all this weekend correcting me. And so I want to make that, I want you all to have that really clear. Second question. Why do we do what we do?
Because we love it.
Because we love it. Why else?
We care about other people.
We care about other people.
It's fulfilling.
It's fulfilling. What else?
We want to pass on our knowledge of health. We want to help other people get healthy.
We want to leave a legacy.
Purpose
Gives us purpose. We could go on
a living.
Pardon?
I can earn a living and take my family on trips.
Yes, change our lifestyle.
And it's true though. That's
what I want you to do is, so a lot of you said, the quality reasons that we do it, that of inspiration and empowering and giving hope and all of those things. So basically, if we could just say it in a couple words, why we do what we do, because it's the right thing to do. That's the bottom line. It's the integral thing to do. So we talk about what we do, why we do it. Take out a pencil and paper. And I want you each to write down just 3 words. Just 3 things that you do to bring value to the world and or the Juice Plus marketplace. What are your 3 gifts? What are your 3 pieces of value that you offer up in the world? Just write those 3 things down. Okay. Who would be willing to read the 3 things that they wrote down about themselves?
Not done.
Yeah.
Chris, your hair's so long.
I know. I need to cut it. Thank you.
I have this really funny little flip thing going on, but it's really getting off. I don't know. I'm doing this little weird flip thing. Okay.
Like you let your hair get a little bit long and then you get attached to it and you don't cut it.
Yeah.
But Danielle just did. Look at her hair.
I know. Oh, sorry.
Perfect. It looks fabulous.
Looks amazing.
It does. It does. It looks really great. Okay. 3 things. Who will be willing to go first?
I do.
Okay. Irene.
I bring energy. I bring hope and inspiration.
Fabulous. Thank you. What else?
I'll do mine.
Donna?
I said love, health, and purpose.
Okay. Danielle?
I said compassion and love, education and empowerment.
Oh, yeah. There's always one that wants to squeeze 2 words.
Danielle.
That's cool. Okay. Who else would be willing to share? Anybody?
I'll go.
Chris?
I did humor, hope, and energy.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm kind of funny.
I keep telling my kids I'm really funny. They're not buying it, but I know I'm really funny. Anybody else want to go?
I can go.
Yeah, Sue.
So I wrote down that passion, that I'm generous and compassionate.
Okay. Hopefully all of you wrote words down. What I want you to do with that little exercise, what we do, really thinking about what we do, why we do it. It's the right thing to do, and the 3 gifts that you bring into the world. What if, before every conversation you had, whether it was inviting as a prospect to the business, doing follow-up, checking with customers, you stopped and you sat in that energy for 30 seconds before you made a call? What if you sat in that?
Nope. I can't hear her. I don't know about
Okay.
anybody else.
Somebody, I just said, I didn't realize, I didn't mute it. Somebody must have done something. But, so what I said was, what if you sat in that energy, what we do, why we do it, and your 3 gifts before every call that you ever made, before you even greeted somebody. You know, I love what Brendan Bouchard says. He says, before you open a door, you knock on a door, and before you go through that door, what is the energy that you're going to bring in that moment? Those 3 pieces that we just did is the energy that you're going to bring to any conversation that you have, but you have to sink into it and settle into it before you pick up the phone, before you do the text. Yesterday, I saw texts going back and forth. Somebody said, here's a text I'm going to send to somebody. By the way, we do that a lot on our group, Boxer, on our small group. Somebody says, this is the situation. This is the text I'm going to send. Does anybody want to massage it? What always gets massaged into it that the person has left out is heart. Every time when I see the before and after, and the first one's okay, but the second one is a knockout.
That was one of my words.
Knockout?
No, heart.
Oh, heart. That's so funny. So I'm going to offer that. So now let's talk a little bit about, exploration calls, looking at the business. So one of the things that I definitely teach my team is when you're going to bring up the business, however that looks. If it comes in conversation because I thought of you because the other day you mentioned that things were really tight and I may have found something for you. Whatever it is on how you introduce it, which is going to be really simple. And somebody goes, yeah, tell me more. What are you going to do when they say, tell me more? Anybody, what are you going to do? You bring up the business. Now you have somebody going, yeah, tell me more. What are you going to do?
I send a tool.
Pardon?
I send a tool.
What's the tool that you send to?
Well, typically a video.
Okay. So you're almost there, Kristen. This is what I teach my team to do, because right now, unless there's a video that Lisa.
Well, the Freedom Revolution video, I think the new one with Joy, I mean, don't you think that that's like the best video we've ever had? Because it's product and then it's the business.
Yeah, she does a great job, but it's also 22 minutes long.
Yeah.
So sometimes that can be a showstopper. It's done an amazing job, by the way. I've had so many people go, oh my God, that's so good. People that I've done the Freedom Launch with.
Right.
Oh, does it sound familiar to you? No, I never heard that before. What? I read the exact same words exactly 2 nights ago. Yeah. It's hilarious.
Right.
But yes, I do think that that's a good tool. But I honestly think what a better tool is your upline NMD who can really paint a picture. do a personal, private business consult, a health agent consult, whatever. I mean, not a health agent, a business consult basically, and you don't have to call it that, but I think it's absolutely critical to have somebody on the phone that can paint a vision for somebody, and it's really directed at them. And the other piece about doing that connection call is that you get to set it up with Lisa, and I'm willing to help you guys as well, but you guys get to, you women, geez, that's hard. You women, we women, get to set it up so that we know what the person's hot buttons are. We know what direction a little bit to go in, or if not, we're going to ask questions that bring it right down to what needs to be said. So often, and tell me if this happens to you when you tell just a little bit about the business. So they say, tell me more. And you say, whatever you say about it, I'm with this amazing company, and you know, whether you want to make $500 a month extra, or whether you want to do such and such, or whatever the verbiage is that you're choosing. How many of you get, well, you know, that's not really for me? Anybody get that? That's not really for me.
Yeah.
So when they say that's not really for me, first of all, you've probably given them too much information. And that's why it's not really for them. And you've not given them the information they actually need to hear. That's when that upline NMD can really shift that. But what do you do when they say, well, that's not really for me? What do you say? Anybody, what would you say if somebody said, well, that's not really for me? Any ideas?
Just curl up in a little ball. Just curl up.
I would say, how would you know that?
Why? Yeah. Why do you think
Move
this
to the
isn't?
mountains, Kristen, and grow a beard.
How would you know?
Why do you think this isn't for you?
Okay, that's the line I'm going at, but I'm not going to use the word why. Because why, I know when you have kids and you go, why did you just knock that over? Why did you, because I wasn't thinking, because I'm an idiot, because, so why is not a great question, but you can say to somebody along those same lines, Irene, when they say it's not for me, tell me more about that. I'm curious what it is that you think it's not for you. What do you think that this is that it's not for you? But where I'm going with all this is that you're going to get them to say just enough for you to say, you know what, that's why I'd really like you to meet my mentor, Lisa, because she's really going to be able to fish this out with you. You know what my people tell the people that they're inviting onto the three-way call is that Nikki is really good at exploring to see if this is a match for you. She's found for some people it's really not a good match. And I think she's got such great experience when you, and that's true. I'll never forget the time I said that to somebody. I thought my distributor would kill me. But it was so not a match. I didn't want her on my team. I was like, no, she was not a good match for us. Not a good match for our culture, not a good match for who we stand for. But when you say that to somebody, it's the same as when you say, I thought of you because, and I don't know if this is going to be for you. I don't know if this is the right solution, but it might be. When you say that my mentor really can ask enough questions to see if this is a match for you. Are you open? Again, are you open? But your job is to do whatever you can to either get them to watch a tool or get them on the phone with either Lisa, and I'm willing to help as well, but not for you to have the conversation about what this looks like. That's not what you're going to do. Chris, were you going to say something? Unmute yourself. Yep. Yeah.
Okay, hi. What was I going to say? Oh, I was going to add what I would say maybe in addition to that is, you know what? I felt exactly the same way. I'm curious what your reasons might be because I know what my reasons were because that's the truth.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a great one. I felt the same way. I'm curious what your reasons are because mine could be completely different. That's a great one. Again, mostly when I teach, I'm teaching concepts rather than details, except for I did do the why detail for a second. But it's mostly really concepts. How could you bring it to the heart? That's how I felt, right? So what are the other objections that you get from people a lot of times of, you know, I'm not a salesman. I don't have the time. I love when people say, I can't afford to do this or I don't have the time.
Right.
The question is, I'm really curious, how much time do you think this is going to take? So the thing, though, the most important and critical piece here for me is to say just enough to get them on the phone with Lisa, who can really paint a picture that I think until you're an NMD or until you're making some significant income and have really seen what this has done for your family, it's really hard to do, right? Yeah, Kristen.
My question is, like, I don't want to waste Lisa's time or your time. So like I've always thought I'll send them a video, and if they say, tell me more, then that would be the good time. But I lose a lot in between there and there. Are you saying that we should just start out? Like, I hate to send someone that I have very little in, it's so like that fine line.
My personal feeling is if they've watched the video on Juice Plus and they're excited specifically about Juice Plus, and you know just about enough about them to feel like they really could be somebody. And you can always vet somebody before you get them on a call. You don't have to beg them to get on a call. You can really say, if you said, are you open to learning more? And they say yes, you can ask them a couple questions. Well, tell me what it is that I'm here to offer this. What is it that's got you a little bit curious? Well, I really want to make extra income. Wow. Okay. I mean, you can ask them a few questions, but the key is that you really want, I think, at least with my team, is to let us do the work. Let us to really make that move with them. And I think a lot of people do lose them, Kristen, in the watching of the video. And it's like, oh, well, whatever. They don't have enough invested, and they don't know what they don't know. So if we can get them on a connection call, the other thing about getting them on a connection call that's really important is seeing if you can find the commonality. So if you're talking to somebody that's in corporate America currently and has children, gosh, I'd love you to meet and the other thing is that I do ask these questions if I'm talking to a mom who's working in corporate America. I had somebody the other day, and I really didn't know her very well. I really didn't know how she'd answer, but I said, oh, I met her at the doctor's office. We were sitting talking, and she has to go back to work full time the next day. She just had a baby. And I said, well, how do you feel about that? And she said, I don't really have any other choice. And I said, well, some moms really want to go back to work because they love it, because I didn't want to insult her and I don't know where she's at. I said, some moms don't. If you could have a choice, before I could even finish the letter choice, she was going, I'd much rather stay home with my baby if I could figure out a way to make income. So if you can find out just enough about them for what they're looking for, and then take it over to Lisa. So you have that really powerful, I do want to stay home with my baby, but there's no other way. Well, I found a way to do that. And actually the woman that's my mentor, who was in corporate America just like you for years, found a way to leave corporate America, replace her income, and she was able to be totally present for her daughters. Maybe you'd like to connect with her. I don't know, but maybe she's got some answers for you, right? So, and if you think about all the things that you know about Lisa, not only she's a mom, but she's a mom of a dancer, a mom of a cheerleader, I'm a mom of a daughter that's had some struggles in college, a mom whose husband does some traveling. I mean, think about she loves to work out, she loves to be at the beach. If you think about all the things about Lisa, there's going to be something in common with the person you're talking to, and you can connect them up like that. Does that make sense to all of you? Yeah. So for me, on my team, it's like, get them on a call with me and zip it. Get them on a call with me and zip it. And I would say most of the calls that we do, the people come in the business on the call, and I don't get off the call until they've signed up, Lisa. It's like, okay, you ready to go? Because
Really?
I have too many distributors who the person says yes.
Yeah.
And then the distributor says, okay. And then I get off the phone and they say, let's do it tomorrow. Oh. Yikes! If you guys are in the yes energy, you take it all the way. So if they're in the yes energy with me, I go, that's great. Would you like us to get you started now? I don't want to push you or convince you, but if you're ready to go, we can get you started now, and then we'll get you're into the computer, and then when we place your order, it'll be all ready to go. I personally take it all the way. Yeah. I also do that on a 3-way call with a distributor who's having a tough time getting customers. I'm on that customer call, like, somebody who's interested in the usually doesn't happen a lot, but somebody who's got questions. When we get all done, I say, hey, listen, let me get right on the computer. I can get you started right now. I don't leave it up to the distributor, because sometimes the distributors don't have it in them yet to do it. Hopefully everybody that's on this call has it in them.
Right. That's really good, Nikki. That's good.
Yeah.
And just seeing it all the way through.
So no video, just go straight to the connection call.
If, in my opinion, if they know about Juice Plus, they've seen, I don't want to talk to somebody that doesn't, I don't want to have to explain Juice Plus on the phone. That's the last thing I want to do. Starting from the beginning. So they're excited about Juice Plus and they're curious about the business. I think that's time to get them on the phone. How do you feel, Lisa? Would you rather have them watch the video first?
No, if they can get to me first, that's totally great, because I think once you do make that person-to-person connection and conversation, it's way easier to get, for me to help them flesh out what their needs are, so that we can, zoom right in on what their needs are. And then they're way more open to watching the video, and they watch the video in a completely different way.
And sometimes they'll watch a video right after the call with me. They'll like do it right away, like they would with Lisa. So that's my first preference.
The only exception, you guys, because I know some of us are doing cold market prospecting through Facebook and all that stuff, like, since we've been working with Ray, and I would definitely get people into a video first, because you just don't even know who you're talking to.
Yeah.
That could be insanity.
Yeah.
So, see how they're willing to play and step, and then do that.
Yeah.
We don't know these people.
Yeah. And you do, you don't want to waste Lisa's time. You're right. You kind of do want to vet them a little bit, but you know what? You have a sense, not whether somebody will do, I know there's certain people that if they chose to do this, they would be really good at it. But I don't know if they're going to really choose to do it. They may even sign up, and I know they have it in them. And I don't mean in them, but you have to struggle and bring it out. They're powerful people, and they don't really get it. So they're just hanging out. But I think we kind of know that. When a person has it in them naturally. And there are other people that we know would have it in it if we really worked with them. Right. And that's okay too. But sometimes you just know that right away, and you don't need to do a big vetting process.
Yep.
Somebody that's already really successful knows how to be successful. That's probably a good person to get on the phone right away. Yeah.
Yep.
So any other specific questions? And anything, Lisa, that you want me to cover that you feel like I didn't really focus on?
So last week I heard the only other thing that you might want to touch on, and forgive me, I can't recall her name, but she was awesome. She did such a good job. Who's in your team on the social media?
Yes, Missy.
Missy, sorry. So she mentioned that, I don't know if you've been doing this. I don't know if, well, you are her direct NMD, right?
She's under Mariah and Michael, but I work with her a lot.
Okay. Yeah. So she mentioned that they have been doing a little bit of the Facebook Messenger three-way connection at first.
Yeah.
You is that like starting to become more of a popular option? I mean, it wouldn't be my first choice. I'm sure it's not your first choice.
It's not her first choice. These are with Facebook and Instagram people to get things moving forward. It's not with warm market at all. It's a way.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. That's cool. That's actually cool, because if we do have more cold market stuff, then that's the right thing to do. Okay.
She shifts them right over to an exploration call. And then if things go well, because she's gotten 3 or 4 people from Instagram or Facebook recently. And almost immediately I've been on the phone with them.
Okay.
Right on Voxer.
Okay. That's awesome. But only with the cold market. Like we are not. No. That's
not something that we're doing like a ton of. It's mostly with cold market.
Yeah, I've been asked that before, and I'm like, no. I just don't, like, to me, it just, I don't know. There's no purpose. Like, you can't make that connection. Then it's no longer really a true connection. You might as well just send a video.
Right. And I think with those people, they have already seen a video as well. So it's not just putting them on a connection call. Also, with some of our exploration people, it's so funny. So on the Voxer chat, I have now insisted they all be done exactly the same. First name, last name, and the position they're going for, and the date, because I'm on 65 different Voxer chats. And when I can't find somebody, I know their name and I can type it in easily. But now we have one that a couple people have done where it's somebody that's really looking good, like somebody that we really are just wanting to have. And we'll put an exploration Voxer together. So they can ask some questions on Voxer. We've already done a Zoom call. They still have questions. We put them on Voxer to answer some more questions. But these are only for people that have been really vetted, that we really want, but they're willing. to download Voxer to do this.
Yeah.
So if we go through this exploration with them on Voxer, now we've already trained them on Voxer, right?
Yeah.
So that's been a very useful tool. And if I were going to,
like my friend that I frontlined a couple months ago, and at first we didn't have time for the 3-way call, which we did later, but we did a 3-way Voxer.
Right.
And that moved her forward with her vision.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, the whole thing for me is let's see if we can't keep it on the same platform. This 57 platforms doesn't work for me. I can't find where the messages are. I can't remember who sent me what.
Right.
If I keep it all in one place, it's just so much easier.
Yeah.
So,
awesome. Was this helpful, you guys?
Yes, most definitely.
Yes, it was.
Thank you, Nikki.
You're welcome. I'm really hoping it is. And the other thing that I would really encourage you to do, I don't know if on your Voxer chat you're really getting really concise with your wins, but really sharing your wins. And a win on our team is not, I met the most amazing man today and I was able to get his phone number and I'm going to call him next week. That's not a win. I'm just saying. A win is that you spoke to him and he signed up. And the reason that I say that is because we are all so busy. I don't want to listen to 20 messages about, I almost got somebody. I think I've got somebody.
Right.
Because I want you on the phone active. I don't want Voxer to be how you take up your time.
Yeah.
So we've made some really streamlining rules around Voxer. But the one thing that is really working is, somebody on our actually a sideline buddy that we've allowed in on our elite group. She's recruited 8 new frontline people this month.
Just this month?
In November.
Wow.
What is she doing?
Had 8 new frontline people in November. And she called me and said, okay, so how do I do with, I don't even know how to onboard 8 people at one time. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
If you have good people, those first few months, you're working side by side with them, right?
I know. I have new people and I'm busy right now. Like these girls
Really
are freaking keeping me busy.
Really busy.
Yeah.
So, but the one thing that she said that was so important, Lisa, it's all about posture.
Yeah. Yeah.
She has a newfound confidence.
Yeah.
She has the belief that her belief is that what I started with, she's never said this specifically to me, but she knows what we do. She knows why we do it, and she knows what her gifts are. So when she comes out of the ring, people are going, whoa, who are you?
Yeah.
So I think that's part of it. And she's talking to the numbers game. Yeah. She's doing at least 4 events a week, 2 live, 2 on like Facebook or a Zoom call or whatever.
Yeah.
But she's cranking. She's really cranking. So
good for her.
That it's really exciting, but when one of you has wins, it doesn't have to be that big, but when you announce your wins, it reinforces the possibility for everybody to have more wins. So if you're focusing with that kind of energy on your Voxer chat, I'm really going to encourage that. That's not to say that you can't ask for help, but if you can really up the level of your energy on your Voxer chat so that you are contagious with each other, it's going to shift everything for everybody.
Yeah. Well, I encourage these guys to track their wins daily. I mean, I do. I write them down every day.
Great.
Because you got to build that in your brain. You need to embed that.
Yeah. So, and the other thing that I can tell you is the people that are moving fastest on my team, without a doubt, are the people that are doing connection calls with me or Chris. Those are the people, hands down, that are far so superior to everybody else on our team as those people that are doing connection calls. So I know they work.
Yeah.
The checks are showing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's really interesting how you do more of them with people that know how to do what they're going to do. Like I do more calls with Mariah probably than anybody else. She doesn't need me. I do more calls with Lisa.
Oh, I know. I have another person. God, we got to do that one. I know. I bring you a lot of people. I feel like if I didn't have you to bring people, I don't know what I would do. I don't know how to. Like,
no, you know all the things to say, but I really want to acknowledge, I'm so glad this came up. I really want to acknowledge Lisa for setting the example. She calls me all the time with people. I want you to meet this person. I want you to talk to this person. I don't know that I really need to. but it gives another amener to Lisa. It gives another professional ear for another expert to do it. But here you've got this NMD that's still doing it. So you never want to. Mariah gets me on the phone with doctors. She's a Yale-educated nurse midwife, and she is now taking the Institute of Functional. She's going to become a functional medicine person. She's brilliant. She gets me on the phone because she does not want to be the expert to her people.
Right.
That's the system. So use Lisa. Lisa uses me. Go for it.
Awesome.
I guess
Nikki.
that's
Thank you so much. This was amazing. Kim, are you new? Are you?
I am. I'm with
okay, we should probably have another conversation. This is like, I haven't even had a chance to talk to you yet. I keep missing, our calls.
Trying to figure out like how to get in. Now I'm in Zoom. I'm listening to everybody talk, and it's inspiring me. And like I said, I have a story to tell. And once I'm ready and feel confident enough, I'm going to blow out. I mean, I have a and that's
awesome. Awesome. Well, I'll look forward to talking to you. We need to schedule that 3-way call.
Okay.
And I'm busy this week. Let me tell you, it may be Thanksgiving, but oh my gosh, my calendar is full. All right, you guys, I know it's Sunday dinner, so I want to let everybody go, especially Nikki, who has family. So thank you so much, Nikki.
I do want to say one more thing, Lisa, and you tapped into it. You know, a lot of people think December is not a good month, and it may or may not be, but the one thing about September that I totally know is that you're set up for January.
Yeah.
Do not let December go by without using it either to actually grab customers and do the do and introduce distributors to what we have. But if that's not actually falling in place for whatever reason, know that it's your setup and use it well. This is prime time. Prime time.
Yeah.
Oh, and next week, Tuesday night's call, Heat Team, is the gal that made senior sales coordinator in 4 months with 6 PB legs.
That's Tuesday.
She's going to tell us how she did it.
And then Monday Mastery, you guys, is tomorrow. Both there's a daytime one at 10 Pacific and then 6:30 at night.
Yes.
And it's all inviting.
Yeah, 10:30 and 6:30 tomorrow.
10:30. Sorry.
6:38 p.m. Yeah. We're going to go for those 2 times for the next little while and see how it works.
Hold
awesome.
on, 10:30 a.m. and
6:30 p.m. And you don't need to be on both calls. They're pretty much identical. So don't think you need to be on
10:30 Pacific time, right?
Yep.
Yes.
All right.
Different for
Thanks, Nikki. Love you. Appreciate you guys.
My daughter's
Thanks,
flying
Nikki.
in. Yay.
Bye.
Good night.